why patience is power and why it's also a key to success in your meditation practice. When we think about patience, nobody is very excited about being patient because sometimes being patient feels like you're just accepting that it's never going to come or it's going to come so slow, but by the time it gets here, you're not going to want it anymore. And so sometimes the concept of being patient just sounds very irritating, especially when you feel like you want something now or you need something now. But I'm going to talk about patience in a way to understand that it's not just a thought. It's actually an opening to what you're choosing and faster manifestation. And sometimes what is and what you want are not lining up at all. And there can be impatience and frustration and aggravation. And sometimes all of those emotions, when we experience them in a constructive way, can actually help move us in certain directions. So I'm not suggesting that we pretend that we're not frustrated or excited or that we want something and that we should become patient because, we're better people when we are. No, we want to become patient because it takes pressure off of the present moment. It helps us to accept what is. It is what it is right now. And to accept it, to allow it, to give it space, but then also to have the positive intention for whatever it is that you're choosing to manifest. Even though the steps of meditation are very simple, it's not necessarily easy because we run into different kinds of resistances. We run into expectations and the present moment not lining up with what we're wanting. To accept what is, to give what is space, to allow any different kinds of emotions to come up, and then to have the positive intent for whatever it is that you're choosing for yourself, and then to allow the self and allow the manifestations. We can get caught up in the expectations that we have on the present moment. And many times the present moment comes up short to our expectations, where we think we're going to be and how much money we feel like we're going to have. We have expectations a lot of times on ourselves, on others, and on life that don't manifest, and that can be very upsetting. So one of the ways to combat all those different kinds of emotions is bringing in the spirit, the intent, and the vibration of patience. Patience is really a state, a state of being that takes the pressure off the present moment, life, you, others, present moment, space, allowing. And that's the opening that sometimes we need. Because when we're arguing with the present moment, we're pushing against something. And sometimes we're pushing against it because we're very frustrated. So we might have to go through different steps to allow the emotions to work itself out before we get to a place of patience. But that's what meditation is there for. We are humans. We're having experiences in life. And sometimes the experiences we're having aren't the ones that we want to be having. So be patient with yourself for being human, for having experiences, and for not having maybe all that you feel like you should have. The level of maturity, success, whatever it is, whether it's internal goals, external goals. To be patient with something is really about shifting our perspective on something and changing our approach on something. And I want to make patience not about something that you should be doing or that there's a morality to it or because that's just more pressure on the person as opposed to just giving yourself the opportunity to be in the moment, accept the moment for as it is, and then allow things to happen for you. So I'm going to go a little deeper into the teaching of this. Please remember to like and subscribe so you can gain access to my entire collection here in YouTube. And so then it's easy to find me because we don't want you to have resistance to doing meditation and have my teaching get lost. So remember to subscribe and let yourself become a peaceful meditator as well. Much warmth. Enjoy this video. We want to be patient with ourselves and we want to be patient with the process. And patience can be a little bit difficult at times, especially when you're starting something new and you are trying to create new habits. And whenever we go to create new habits or to go in a direction that brings more love and more enlightenment and more consciousness into our own lives, into the lives around us, we have a tendency to run into resistance. And that resistance can come from within us or from around us. It happens. And so when it happens, we want to be patient with it, be patient with ourselves, the process, and others around us. Because when we go and change and make it a direction, go into a new direction, the people around us are going to be affected by that too, because we don't live in a bubble. And especially if you're living in a home with other people, or if you have a significant other or children or parents, and you're all involved in each other's lives, what we do affects each other. So when we go to make a change in a direction, that change can and does affect the people around us. And sometimes the people around us will have resistance to the change as much as we might have resistance to the change. So if you are sitting down to have a meditation practice, you decided to become a meditator, and you want to commit 15, 20 minutes a day to the process of meditating. And that 15 or 20 minutes now seems to take away from somebody else who maybe wants your attention. So you'll have resistance from yourself, trying to start a new pattern, a new habit, monitoring the thinking. As soon as you start to sit down to monitor the thinking, the mind knows what you're doing and wants to get your attention off what you're trying to do, which is become conscious of your thinking so you can disassociate from a lot of your thoughts, and so they peter off. And so that process in itself can hold a great deal of resistance, because the mind, it has momentum. Our thoughts have momentum. Our emotions have momentum. And once it exists, it wants to continue to exist. So when we sit and try to change that, we're going to hit some resistance, and we want to be patient with that. We also want to be patient with our loved ones who maybe want our attention during those 15, 20 minutes. As you'll see in other talks I have, you don't always have to do 15, 20 minutes. We have the ability to make some big shifts in our thoughts, shifts in our energy, shifts in the way our body holds itself. We have the ability to make the changes we want. When you're interacting with your own mind, be patient if you don't become enlightened overnight, or if you don't instantly become happier, or if in your meditation practice, for those 15 minutes, you became incredibly frustrated. And how is being incredibly frustrated going to bring you peace? Well, it's going to bring you peace in time as you observe your mind, and you become less associated to the thoughts and things. The frustration is that you're still looped in. And it's gonna take more than a day or a minute or two to be able to break those streams of thinking and break those habits. And it's okay that it does. It takes time mostly. Every once in a while, there's somebody who can make an instant shift. The rest of us have to just kind of keep chipping away at it, just keep chugging along. We get to work with whatever it is that we're trying to achieve. And we have the ability to be kind and gentle and patient with ourselves and the process. And the more patient we are, the faster it will go. It doesn't make sense. It's counterintuitive, but it's true. When we achieve a level of patience, it has a way of dissolving a lot of the resistance. So finding ways to be patient with the self, especially in any kind of evolutionary endeavor, when you're making the intentions to evolve consciously. And so when we start doing a meditation practice to be present, we're going to find that we have resistance from our own internal experience of where the mind wants to go. We'll find that there's a lot that keeps us out of the present moment. What does that a lot of times is how the mind runs. And we begin to watch how the mind runs, and be patient when we watch how the mind runs, because it might try to wear you out. So I want to use this opportunity to remind you that you do have access to my entire meditation collection and all of my teachings and my support in my membership and community site. And in there, I'm the one who's going to be helping you in your meditation practice and in your healing journey. So that's a really good support. It is set up to give you the solid foundation that you need in a successful meditation practice. It currently has over 250 guided meditations in there that are well organized, very much like a library. It's set up in categories and in sections so you can find the meditation that you're looking for as you need it. And it's ever growing. So the membership is a great place for you to be if you want access to my entire meditation collection. And I'm in the membership and the community answering the questions and supporting you and encouraging you in your meditation practice and in your healing journey. And it's also set up to support community as well. So I look forward to seeing you over there and meditating with you. Please enjoy the rest of this video.
Patience in its pure form has a way of softening it, whatever it is, to the point where then it's allowed. When we can be patient with ourselves, we can soften our intensity towards ourselves, and we can just allow the self. And we begin to reframe things and be more patient with the process, and it has a way of speeding things up. So there's value in being patient. One, it's a lot easier on the self. We enjoy our company more when we're patient with the self and we're patient with the process. And it makes it easier for other people to be around us when we're more patient with ourselves and with them as well. Goals, intentions, ambitions, they are all beautiful things. It's part of life, part of creating. But when we're trying to achieve something that might be difficult for us because we have mental emotional patterns from childhood, we want to be patient with that part of us and let that part heal and then be able to move forward. So there's great love in the process for ourselves in whatever we do. And that has a tendency to bring about the vibration and the feeling that we're wanting and whatever the goal is that we're going for. So be patient, be kind, be gentle with yourself and with others and with the process.
So thank you for enjoying this video. I'm here as a teacher to help support you in your meditation practice. And so if you'd like to know what's up and coming and the live events that I'm having and what's become available, go ahead and sign up for my newsletter and my email, because it's going to give you the updates so you know what's available for you to help you in your practice. There's a couple links in here, but you can always go to thepeacefulmeditator.com, all one word, otherwise it'll take you to crazy places. So thepeacefulmeditator.com, there's a link in there that lets you sign up as well, and it gives you access to everything that I have to offer. It's just a nice buffet of knowledge, wisdom, and guided meditations. So I look forward to seeing you there. Much warmth, much love. Enjoy the next video.